Welcome into Hometown Sports Media's presentation of a brand new head coach hiring here at Villa Rica. Coach Hilbert, congratulations, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
I think it was the best hire. I knew exactly who I wanted to hire as soon as I heard everything, and you were it. You were my first candidate. You were my only candidate. You're the only person that I texted Rick Sauls and Coach Badowski about. Other than myself, I did send a picture of my NCAA 26 resume on the video game.
Yeah.
It's very impressive. I didn't get called in for an interview, but you were the only guy. As soon as I heard of it, I was like, I know who I want it to be. I want it to be MJ. I want it to be Coach Hilbert. Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Has it sunk in? I mean, it's only been about a week and a half. Has it sunk in that you're now the head coach of Villa Rica High School?
Yes, it has officially sunk in that I'm the new head coach of Villa Rica High School. It took a couple of days to really sink in, but now it's feet to the ground, put your boots on, it's time to go to work. That's what it's been.
I like it. Now, explain a little bit about your background. Where did you come from? Where did you go to high school? Where did you meet Kim? How many kids you got? Give me the background of Coach Hilbert.
All right. So meeting Kim, where I went to high school, it all goes together. So originally I'm from Carrollton.
We won't hold that against you.
Thank you. Graduated from Carrollton in 2004. Me and Kim, we started dating our junior year of high school. So we've been together since our junior year of high school. Played football, basketball, track at Carrollton. Carrollton, that was the first opportunity I had to teach and coach. Coach Ray Van T gave me that opportunity to come back and teach and coach. But I started off coaching the rec league and worked my way up through 5 and 6 to 7 and 8, 9 and 10, 11 and 12. Middle school,
rough.
all the way up. Yes, it's rough. But like I tell anybody, it was a great learning experience because he told me that if you can coach and build relationships with parents at that level, then getting to the high school level, it all works together. It's the same. You're just dealing with older kids and older parents. Some of them have more expectations. Some of them have less expectations, but it's one and the same. So getting a chance to coach there, like I said, started off at middle school level, coaching linebackers, moved up to being able to be the DC and linebacker coach at the middle school level, then moving up 9th grade, same course, DC, linebackers, then move up to varsity defensive line, and coached there for 9 years. Then I came to Villa Rica. Been here the last 5 years. Been a great opportunity. Like you said earlier, my wife and my kids, we're all here in the Villa Rica cluster, and it's great. It's been great.
You talked about coaching at the rec level, those 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-year-old kids. Other than building relationships with parents, what coaching-wise kind of taught you in that young level that you've brought to the high school level that you've learned coaching those little kids?
Yes. It requires you to be a great teacher. Like, you have to truly teach those kids. Like 5 and 6-year-olds, they don't have the talent that high school kids have. You have to embed and mold those kids to be what you see them being in the future. So teaching them far as tying their cleats, putting on their shoulder pads the right way, putting the knee pads where the knees go instead of the thighs, like all of it. So it requires you to be a great teacher, learning how to get in the stance, taking the correct steps, hand placement, and all that stuff. I know, again, it's 5 and 6, but that's the foundation that you lay for those kids. No, does it look like high school and college and professional athletes? No, it doesn't. But it's a foundation that the kids can build on.
You've coached middle school, 5 and 6, through middle school, through high school. My question is, when do the kids start learning to snap their own helmets?
Never. Never. You're still snapping helmets in high school, and if you watch college, I think you'll see coaches still snapping helmets for the collegiate athletes.
Before every practice, coach, can you snap my helmet? Coach, can you snap my helmet? Coach, can you snap my helmet?
Yes.
I've got you. One thing I've heard from multiple people about you is that you are the hardest working player they've ever coached, the hardest working teammate they've ever played with, and the hardest working coach they've ever played for. Where does that intense work ethic come from you?
That comes from my upbringing, being raised primarily by my mother, my grandmother, and great aunt. Just seeing those ladies just work tirelessly to make sure the house is clean, make sure we're eating, just making sure I have everything that I wanted or even needed at times. But my work ethic comes from seeing those ladies pour into me and pour into everything they did, from church, home, to their job. That's where that comes from.
There's nothing like a mother's work ethic or a mother's love. Like it's unprecedented. As as much as we like to pretend that we work hard and everything, man, a mama will work a million times harder for her babies than a dad will sometimes.
They do.
You've coached multiple other sports other than football, including track and field and basketball. You did play track and field and basketball. Are there any aspects of those other sports that you coached that you can implement into football? You know, did you learn anything outside in track and field or basketball that you can kind of bring over and implement in your football coaching?
I would say just being able to coach athletes different ways. I know sometimes that when you say that you coach athletes differently, that people kind of look at that strange, but
well, you got to. They're different people.
Yes, you can't coach everybody the same. You can have the same standards and expectations, but at the same time, I can talk to this kid differently than I can talk to that kid. This kid is motivated this way versus that way. This kid's personality may seem like they're not interested and locked in, but they are. They're probably one of the most locked in people it is, but that's just what it takes for them to get going. So you see that in track and field. It's not always rah, rah, rah. A lot of times it's, hey, I got to mentally focus because it is me against me. It's not me and I got 10 other guys to help me out, or in basketball, I got 4 other people to help me out. It's me against me. And that's the same mindset I try to bring into football, that all 11 people have one job that they have to do. If all 11 do their one job, you can be great. But all it takes is that one person to not do their job on one play, and it looks bad. And it's bad for everybody, not just for that one person.
I think that's an aspect of a great coach, is being able to coach multiple different personalities and getting good results out of those multiple different personalities. Because they're all humans. They're all they're all people, and everybody doesn't respond the exact same way. And I think that is a key factor in being a really good head coach, is being able to get the best out of kids in different ways, finding the different ways, getting into the root of the cause of the problem and fixing it. Yeah, I think that's absolutely a key. Since taking over the DC job at Villa Rica High School, that side of the ball has become a constant bright spot. What's the key to success over there? Is it just outwork everyone? Is it scheme-wise? Is it in the weight room? What have you done to turn this defense? I loved watching this defense when you were the DC, because I knew what we were going to get week in and week out. It was so much fun watching them fly around. What's the key to success on that side of the football?
I think everything that you mentioned, scheme, weight room, just all those things. But at the same time, I think the personality that I have, the kids kind of embody that. Yes, we're going to outwork everybody. We are going to be physical. We're going to fly around, have a great time. But before we get to Friday night, we're going to be detailed. We're going to know our job that we're supposed to do. We're going to know it. We're going to know the ins and outs. We're going to know what the offense is doing when they give us certain formations and things like that. But I just think all those go into it, and that's what I want to bring as the head coach. Bring that on both sides of the ball, on all 3 phases, special teams, offense, defense. Just bring it to where I want the kids to be able to play loose and be able to play and be who they are.
Is that the position you played in high school? Were you a defensive guy?
Yes, I was a linebacker.
Linebacker, okay.
Yes.
All right. That's always like to pick brains of people that play either linebacker or DB, because obviously not a body for linebacker or DB. I was stuck at left tackle for 16 years, so that's all I really know is the offensive line. So that's good to know that you were a linebacker. I get to pick your brain the rest of the year. I get to learn. I always love learning about DBs and linebackers because the keys and the reads and the coverages and like that is like Latin to me. Like I don't understand any of that. You know what I mean? So that is, one of the things that I love about you and I love about your family is that you're all in the purple and gold. Not only do you coach at Villa Rica, but your kids go here. Your wife is an AP at what many around the country have called the most elite elementary school in the United States.
It is.
What made y'all's decision to plant your roots here? What made y'all choose Villa Rica to start your family and keep your family here and be invested in the community as much as y'all are?
Yes. First, I'll say an opportunity. It was an opportunity, and then even before the opportunity, I'll say it was a move from God. Being at Carrollton again, yes, please don't hold it against me. And telling people I was leaving Carrollton to come to Villa Rica, it was like, why? You have everything here. Like, why? You're making really a lateral move, and I did. But like I told people, it was God that predestined and said that, hey, you and your family, y'all will be at Villa Rica. Y'all will go to Villa Rica and do great things. And to be honest, I've kind of felt more welcome at Villa Rica than I have, like, even being from my home place. Like, it's been nothing but home being here at Villa Rica. It's been just like at home being here, but we've enjoyed it. My oldest, she's graduated from Villa Rica. She's the only person in my family, her family, to graduate from Villa Rica High School. Everybody else is Carrollton Trojans, and so that's different, but it's been great. It's been awesome, and I'm looking forward for my next two daughters to graduate from Villa Rica High School as well. But it's been wonderful.
That's the thing I like about y'all. That's the thing I like about the Hilbert family is that everything is Villa Rica. Everything is purple and gold. You're fully invested in that, and I think that's honestly what we've been lacking for a couple of years. Is I think a lot of coaches have seen this head coaching job as a stepping stone more than a destination place, and. You know, that's what I loved most about your family. This hiring, everything involved in it. That you're all Villa Rica, you're all purple and gold, you're all bought in. I love that. You said in your opening press conference, people respect Villa Rica football. What does that mean to you?
Yes, when people turn the tape on for Villa Rica and they see Villa Rica football, they're going to see a tough nosed, hard, disciplined team, and it's going to be one of those like. We're not looking forward to playing Villa Rica. We know that we're going to get Villa Rica's A game, and that if Villa Rica comes in as the underdog, that it's potentially that it can be an upset each week. Be it we're the underdog, we're the heavyweight favorite, but we're going to come in, we're going to give people our best. People are going to know Villa Rica. When they see those gold helmets flying around, they're going to know that, hey, Villa Rica was here.
You talk about the underdog thing, and that kind of came up in two of our last three games this year. Defense looked phenomenal. Got the win against East Paulding. I think we were underdogs in that one. We didn't win it last year. And then we went to Northgate, underdogs in that game, got revenge for the week 2 loss at Northgate. You know, you talk about that underdog mentality. I think it started last year with the East Paulding and the Northgate games and how that defense played. Was that sort of one of the talking points leading up to practice in those two games was the underdog mentality?
Yes, it was. It was something that I harped on over and over again with the defense of just making people respect you. Like, making people respect you. A lot of times people, they don't have any respect for you because they feel like, hey, you haven't done anything. You're a nobody. Like, hey, but no. We are VR. When you see the VR, when you see the Wildcats, like, you're going to respect us. You're going to have no choice. You may beat us by 20 points, but at the end of the day, you're going to shake our hands and say, hey, y'all played us tough. Like, we got some guys injured because we just played y'all. We don't want to schedule y'all again. Like, people will respect Villa Rica football.
That's one of the things that I've always told kids, and I don't know if this is right or wrong, but, you know, I've coached youth football for forever. And one of the things I tell our kids is I want those kids that we're playing to wake up on Sunday morning and tell their mamas, I don't want to play football no more because them Wildcats hit too hard, man. That's one of the things I've always pushed with our little kids. And, you know, Emily always gives me a hard time. She's like, I don't know if you should be telling kids that. But I'm like, well, you know what? Sometimes it works. Sometimes it don't. It gets it going. You know what I mean?
It does.
That speech about the underdog, what did you steal that from Miami this week? Because I feel like that was exactly from Miami Hurricanes locker room this week. I feel like that's what they did against Ohio State on New Year's Eve night, man. I feel like that's, you know, the exact same thing. That underdog mentality.
Yes.
One of the biggest issues facing Villa Rica, in my opinion, is retention of talent. Our rec programs are continuously successful, but the talent from the rec program levels, they don't always stay in Villa Rica for one reason or another. As the new leader of this program and sort of the new athletic head for the entire city, do you have any ideas on how we can fix that retention of talent from the rec levels to the middle school levels to the high school levels and keep these kids in the pipeline? Because that's one of the things that I feel like Bowden and Carrollton do a very good job at. When you're a little kid, when you're 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, you want to be a Red Devil if you're out in Bowden. If you're in Carrollton, you want to be a Trojan. And I think that is a big aspect of where Villa Rica is missing is we don't do a good job of making kids want to be Wildcats when they're little kids. Do you have any plans? Do you have any ideas? And what's your thoughts on that whole situation?
Yes, no, I agree. My plan is, again, I want to hire great people to be around and be a part of this program. I want to be more invested in the middle school myself by going down and being visible and talk to the kids. Rec League, I want to go down and be able to talk, but not just myself, but everybody that's on my staff. That's going to be a requirement for us to be more invested in Villa Rica. You're going to see us at basketball games, soccer games, softball games, whatever, just so that we can be invested, so they can see us, so they can know, and so that they can look forward to, hey, that's Coach Hilbert. I want to play for Coach Hilbert one day. Like, I want to get out there, put that gold helmet on, that purple jersey on, and run and go strike. Like, I'm looking forward to that. So, and then on top of that, just winning as well on the varsity level. That gives kids a sense of pride of, hey, I want to be a Wildcat. I want to be just like those guys. I see that kid out there playing my position. I want to be just like that, if not even better. And then just opening up those opportunities for our high school kids to be more involved with the younger kids from the middle school to the rec level, just going down and just building those relationships with those kids and just giving them something to see and something to believe in of, hey, I want to be a Wildcat from elementary school all the way up through high school, that this is where I want to be. I want my feet planted here. But again, like I said, going back to hiring great people from the middle school and being more invested with the high school coaches and the rec coaches, I think it's been a disconnect with those two levels move from the past few years and stuff. So I think we can build better bridges between the high school and the rec league coaches and then middle school and high school coaches so that we're all together, so that we all feel like family. So rec coaches don't feel like it's foreign coming to Villa Rica High School to talk to the coaches like, hey, we're brothers. We're all in this together.
I 1,000,000% agree, man. Yeah, I 1,000,000% agree. I think that's one of the things that as a rec coach I've tried to rectify over the past couple of years is trying to bridge that gap in between the middle school and the high school. And it's, it's a slow roll, but like this year for the rec league, we did the helmet striping ceremony that y'all do for the kids. We sort of did our version of that, and kind of get involved with that. So yeah, I would love to see the talent that's at the rec level stay and be Wildcats because there are so many good kids.
Yes, like it is.
There's so many good kids. I feel like I don't deserve to coach some of them. Like you guys are too good for my coaching. Like you go get coached by someone better. Middle school, high school level. Y'all keep going. What's the off-season preparation looking like for football this year? Is it similar to the past years? Anything different as far as practicing schedule or camp schedule or spring game schedule? I mean, what's the off-season schedule going to look like for the Wildcats this year?
It'll be similar, but with bringing in new people this year, we're going to get started very quickly, very soon with football, with install. My plan is to get started with that late January, early February.
There's no off-season for football.
No off-season. There's no off-season. It shouldn't be. I mean, if we're requiring the kids to give our best, us as coaches, we should be going to clinics and doing things so that we can get better. If our kids aren't involved in basketball, those winter sports and stuff like that, then we should have them doing something, and we should be doing something as coaches to prepare for them and to get better. But my plan is get started early February, late January, like I said, with football install. But just coming back to school, I just want us to just be able to sit down and just talk to each other, just make those relationships, those connections even more stronger between myself and the returning players and even some of the coaches that we may be able to get in here early for them to kind of get used to the kids and learn those kids and things like that, and not just make it all about football. As we go throughout the rest of this year, I don't want to make it all about football because football stops.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I want these kids to be able to be great young men when they leave Villa Rica High School. And so by doing that, hopefully I can invite other great men to come in here during that time from January to May to pour into them, be it just lectures or be it hands-on stuff. I mean, a lot of our kids, they lack a lot of male role models and stuff, and us as coaches, we can't do everything. Like we can't. And a lot of times it's good for them to hear from other people that's saying the same thing, just like with kids. Like we can say stuff to our kids, but somebody else can say the same thing, and boom, voila, it works for them.
Is that not insanely frustrating?
Yes,
I mean, that is
It is.
one of the most frustrating things about
Yes.
being a father and a coach to my kids is,
Yes.
I could preach something at football or baseball and time after time after time, and they hear it from another coach that's not related to them.
Yes.
It clicks.
Yeah,
I'm
it
like,
does. It
I've
clicks.
been saying that for 2 years. Why don't you listen to me?
Yes. Yes. Well, that's how that is. Summer-wise, I want us to be able to host some type of camp here at the high school. Be it overnight, 2 or 3 days. I want us to be able to host a camp. Be it we bring in other teams and have a OTA, padded camp, some 7-on-7 stuff to be able to work. But also with that, making more relationships with people in the community, inviting people to come in and talk, and other churches to come in and be able to pour into our young men and stuff. So that's what it looked like in summertime, typical OTAs, 7-on-7 stuff, working out, practicing and stuff. 4 days a week in June and July, but also being able to try to get some of those younger kids up here on campus to be able to take part in some of that stuff too as well.
You talked about the community involvement, and I think that's one of my biggest challenges to the city of Villa Rica is we need the community more involved. We need more of these businesses supporting these young athletes.
Yes.
We need, the city government. We need that supporting this high school more, supporting these athletes more, supporting these kids more. I think that's my biggest challenge to the city of Villa Rica is this community needs to be more supportive of the high school and the athletics and everything that is done here than they are. And it's easy to support when you're winning. That's easy.
Yes.
But I think they should be out here supporting, packing these stands, supporting these kids, supporting these coaches. That's my challenge to the community, and I think that's all sort of what I've preached since we've been out here. Is I'd love to see more community involvement, more community involvement. You talk about the relationships you build with kids, and I think that's one of the aspects that a lot of people that aren't involved with high school athletics don't see is the relationship that coaches build. A lot of times you're purely judged off the record that happens off this field. But there's so much more that goes into coaching, man. You're trying to win. I'm not saying you're not, but you're trying to develop young men.
Yes.
That's a challenge in today's world. I feel like we don't do a good job as society as a whole of building up strong leaders in men and strong men that can lead families and businesses and whatever it is. How important is that to y'all to build strong leaders and build strong men that are going to be out there and be great husbands, great fathers, great brothers, great coworkers, great bosses to come out of the Villa Rica High School?
Yes, that's very important. That's like number one as aside to winning. Like winning, yes, we have to win. We want to win. We will win. But at the end of the day, I want us to win in 4 years. When we bring freshmen in, I want us to be able to get them through high school and graduate, not just pull them across and just pad stuff, but I want them to actually grow from 9th grade to their senior year. That they shouldn't be the same that they were when they entered Villa Rica High School in the 9th grade that they are when they leave. So by doing that, like in the off season, plan is to develop leaders. You may have been a captain last year on the team. Like, you have to earn it. My goal is by March, April, that's when I'll probably decide, hey, these are our leaders. These will be part of our leadership panel, our captains and stuff moving forward, but it has to be earned. And I want to be able to put them in situations so that we can grow that leadership. A lot of kids don't even realize how impactful they are, that they already have people following them, but a lot of times they're leading them the wrong way or not even leading them at all. They're just going through the motions. So I want to be able to help those kids out so they can see that, so that when they graduate high school, they are the productive citizens of our communities or other communities, where they're the principals, teachers, five big time company owners and stuff like that. That's my goal for that. I want to be able to see them in the store 10 years from now and see that they're great fathers and husbands and things. Because like I tell them all the time, football stops. It's stop.
Yeah. At some point,
you're going to be a man for the rest of your life. So my goal is, if the only thing you can remember that Coach Hilbert taught you is how to run, catch, tackle, I failed you. I failed you. And so did the other coaches on the staff. We failed you.
I love that saying. Football stops, but you'll be a man for the rest of your life.
Yes.
Like that should be a poster. Like that should be a motivation. I love that, man. That's fantastic. Do we have the schedule squared away yet for next year? I know we got a new region. I know we're traveling to Siberia 35 times to play in a region that makes absolutely no sense.
Yes.
That we're not playing two teams that are 13 miles from us. That's a whole different conversation for a different day. I have a lot of opinions on that. I'm a very opinionated person. Do you have the schedule squared away or non-region next year?
Yes, for the most part, it is scheduled non-region. We have Hiram, no particular order. Don't quote me on it. We have Hiram, South Paulding, Seconder, and Hiram, South Paulding.
Oh, Seconder. Okay.
And Alexander.
Okay.
Those are our 4 non-region opponents that we have next year. Like I said, but there was no particular order. But
where is Seconder?
Gwinnett County.
Gwinnett County. Okay.
Newer Gwinnett County schools.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Those all sound closer than our region, which makes total sense. Can't wait to travel up to Tennessee to play Dalton next year. That's gonna be great. All right. I was wondering if we had the schedule squared away yet. What do you do? I always like to ask these questions that have nothing to do with football, just personal questions. What do you do to unwind? When you have a dead week, when you have nothing to do, what does Coach Hilbert do to unwind and just sort of appreciate life?
Well, I'm a simple person. Very, very simple, very boring. To unwind for myself would be working out. Now I've developed a love for running. So running, that's a way to clear my head space, and then just watching movies. I'm a big movie watcher. Find a different series on TV to watch, but that's my go-to to unwind.
What movies do you go to? Do you have a certain genre that you go to unwind?
A lot of mystery stuff, a lot of crime stuff.
Okay.
Like, because in a previous life I did want to go into juvenile probation and criminal justice, so that's what I'm into.
Okay, all right. What about TV series? Same thing?
Same thing.
Okay, all right.
Yep.
Running is you can't tell, but I do run every day. I don't run very far, very fast. It's great to clear your mind.
Yes.
I say there's no better therapy than running, than exercising, man. It's it'll.
I wish I would have started years ago, but I truly enjoy it.
A long time ago, I used to be a big runner. I used to run 10 to 12 miles a day, and that was about a decade and a half ago and about 100 pounds ago. But I love running, man.
Yes.
Clears your mind, get outside, go run around. One of the things that I've been requested to ask here is there was an incident, was it last year? I think it was last year, where you tested the tensile strength of a headset on the sideline of a VRHS game. I saw the headset failed the tensile. It failed the test. It didn't hold up into the rigorous standards of VRHS High School. Do we still have that headset, and is it possibly framed somewhere in a box?
No, that headset is long gone.
Oh man, I don't like to have that headset, sitting up on my desk at the house or something, or over here on the trophy case.
Yes.
Oh man, did you find stronger headsets? Because that one obviously failed the strength test.
Yeah, we found stronger headsets, and I think I found a little bit more resistance and stuff. Yes, found other ways to test my strength.
My favorite Coach Hilbert moment. I loved the headset thing. That was fantastic. But my favorite moment was you after the Northgate game last year. After that scoop and score, man, I just I don't know, that embodied every emotion that I was feeling at that point.
Yes.
You know what? Did you just sort of let the emotions all pour out there? I loved it, man.
I did, but like we talked about earlier, that was the conversation that we had in the defensive room all week long of people are going to respect VRHS. Mm-hmm. Like Northgate, I don't know if it's true, but they said that they had already did a fundraiser for charter buses to go to second round. So I was like, again, if that's not disrespectful, like if that doesn't make you want to just go put your foot on their throat and just whoop their tail, I don't know what will. So that was one of those like nail in the coffin. Like people were telling him to get down, and I'm yelling, no, you better not get down. Keep running. Like, no, nail in the coffin. Like we are VR. Like y'all are gonna respect us. If you did have that fundraiser to get that money, go ahead and send it over to us so that we can use it to go down to Thomas County Central. But all those emotions was just wrapped up in that one play right there.
I heard. I didn't hear that, but I did hear the week prior that there was a bunch of stuff going on and I didn't see any of it, but I heard the same thing. So that call on the radio, I don't know if you've heard that call, but I actually stood up when he was at the 45 yard line. So I had no idea who picked the ball up because I couldn't see.
Yes.
The press box at Northgate, when I stand up, comes to about my chest. So I couldn't see who it was that had it. I couldn't see the play that was going on. There was a TV monitor in the far side of the press box that had the video on it. So I was trying to make that call while watching the video monitor on the other side of the press box. And as I texted everybody after the game, I was like, I have no idea who picked that up and scored it until I went back and rewatched it. I said, I couldn't see. I was so excited. I jumped out of my chair. I was, flying around. I was very, very excited. Coach, thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule.
Thank you.
I know it's Christmas break, and you're still coaching basketball.
Yes, coaching basketball.
Girls have game. When's the next game? Tuesday? Is that
tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Go to Northgate to play Northgate.
Okay.
JV girls start at 10, and then varsity girls will start at 1:30.
You know what? Our teams collectively have a pretty good record when we go down to Northgate. Baseball, football, basketball. We do pretty good when we go down there.
We do.
All right, so the next game tomorrow at Northgate's away. Go watch them. You'll be coaching.
Yes, sir.
That girls team, man, they got some good young talent.
We do.
I mean, they've got no seniors on this team.
No seniors.
And some really, really talented girls. I mean, does Avery Shaw's range have a limit?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
I mean, she's just, as soon as she crosses half court, I'm like, that's Avery Shaw's range.
Yes,
it
is.
As soon as she crosses half court, and man, fun team to watch this year. Very fun team to watch.
They are.
You got any final thoughts for Wildcat Nation out there, Coach?
No final thoughts besides, hey, we're stronger together. We are VR.
That's right. We are VR. This has been the Coach Hilbert Show, live from VRHS High School here on the Hometown Sports Media Network.